And this lady as well looks for her maiden win on the Major League circuit this evening. She was brilliant to jump the opening clear round of the Kask 5-star Grand Prix first round. And we have an Olympic pair still standing, Tiffany Foster and Figor from Paris. And we have some inexperience in terms of this lady at 19 and a 9-year-old in the field that is Corby VV. So some real youth matched against the likes of Ken Farrington, Darragh Kenny and Daniel Bluman. I think Skylar Wireman is going to have a real cut this evening. Tornado set sail. The co-cox back to the vertical is taken. Foot to the boards here. Now Skylar turns this, the risk-reward turn. She's very tight in down through 6A and B. Now the handbrake turn back to the Clip My Horse vertical at 7. She gets it beautifully. This is outstanding. 8 back to 9. As for the first round, Skylar Wireman is still burning on gas here. Now the homebound turn to the Neutrino water tray. The Liverpool, she takes it beautifully. And now the last fence. Come on, Skylar Wireman. She goes down to the last fence. She sees a big distance and she gets it as well. Hunts home 44.21 is the time. The young prodigy from Bonsal, California sets. Wow, took a little check, I think, on landing after 12. Didn't go straight down into the gallop to the last fence, but still it was mighty efficient. And that is a great target she set. 44.21. Skylar Wireman bids for her maiden Major League Grand Prix win tonight. And Tornado comes home with a great double clear. 44.21 the time for the others to chase.
Joined by the Irish Farms and aboard a 14-year-old Dutch warm black gelding.
2 Major League Grand Prix wins for this lady. Last year at Thunderbird at home, and this year in the Canadian capital, Ottawa. Bidding to join Lily Keenan with 3 Major League wins, and Figor makes a great getaway. I think a little bit wider in 6A and B than Skylar Wireman. Figor powers down through there. Tiffany now spins back to 7. Again, I think a little bit wider there as well. 44.21 of the young Californian for the Canadian to beat. 10 seconds now for Tiffany Foster and Figor to get ahead of Skylar Wireman. It's going to be really tight on the clock here. Tiffany Foster runs down to the last fence and crosses the line, and she is ahead. Wow. The sheer stride length, the sheer gallop volume of Figor takes Tiffany Foster into first place. 43.19 is the outstanding new time to beat for the treble Olympian, trying to add to her Thunderbird Major League win last year and the win in Ottawa. As I say, to join Lily Keenan with 3 Major League show jumping Grand Prix wins. Daniel Bluman takes a moment, exhales, steadies his nerve, chatting to I'm not sure quite who out on the course to galvanise his nerve here. This 9-year-old mare, she has got the mileage here to tackle. 43.19, and Conor Dublensky's daughter set sail. Daniel Bluman is electrically quick down out over the vertical. And then this inside line to 6A and B. Runs down through there, beautifully stretches out over the back bar. Daniel Bluman shuffles around the turn. She was bulging out, but he kept her on track beautifully. Out over the Kask Oxa, our sponsors. And this mare is flying. 43.19 here, the time. Daniel Bluman sees a big distance to the Neutrino vertical. And he's coming down to the last fence with a real head of steam here. Daniel Bluman's going to go in front in the Major League Grand Prix by just under a second. What a round that is on the 9-year-old. Corby VV powers home. for the Israeli. 42-2-1. Absolutely outstanding. Daniel Bluman eyes up his third Major League win in our 4-year history.
Farrington returns now the jump off for the U.S. Second of the U.S. fighters in our lineup with Rhea. Owner of the rider, the Oldenburg mare, and again, this is a 10-year-old Rhea. Time to catch, 42-21.
But now sit very tight, buckle up your seatbelts, because this is going to be a Ken Farrington speed display. Leader in the Major League Grand Prix standings, and Greya looking for a third big win this year after the Rolex Grand Prix, Le Boule, and the World Cup in Traverse City. Ken Farrington is away, looking for his third Major League show jumping Grand Prix. Out over the vertical, comes flat-footed down to 6A and B, turns in very tight, razor sharp. Greya lands 16 seconds, turning back to clip my horse at 7. Gets a great turn. 42-2-1 of Daniel Bluman at the head of affairs. Ken Farrington runs the Daughter of Calestus down out over the This Is Major League wall. 10 seconds, turning back to the Neutrino vertical. Greya, Ken Farrington down to the last fence. This is going to be really tight here. There you go, 0.32 of a second quicker. Things are just getting quicker and quicker. Ken Farrington looking for his first Major League Grand Prix win of the year. What a superb round that was. Ken Farrington comes home with a brilliant round from Greya once again. 41.89 is the time standing. With just 2 to start, it will be an American or an Irish victory tonight. As a wide-eyed Darragh Kenny enters the heat of battle here in Tryon for the Kask 5-star Grand Prix. Eddie Blue 6th last time in Greenwich, and Darragh Kenny gets away. 41.89 of Ken Farrington at the head of affairs. Eddie Blue, though, is very swiftly down to 6A and B. Darragh Kenny turns back to 7. I don't think quite in touch with Kent here at this point. 41.89, 10 seconds here. Yeah, will be hard pressed to match the American. Darragh Kenny turns down to the last fence, turns on the gas, down to it. Ooh, he was quick. He really charged the final fence, put on a real head of steam. Just 0.11 of a second out of Ken Farrington's time. That runs the line was brilliant. 42.72 is the confirmed score for Darragh Kenny. In fact, that time was adjusted. It was showing 1100ths of a second slower than Kent, but it is actually a best part of a second slower. Good effort from Darragh Kenny. He goes third with 1 more to start. Ken Farrington leads. Leg 6 in the Kask 5-star Grand Prix in Tryon with 1 more to come.
As we have noted, 34 seconds intermediate time after the Neutrino vertical Liverpool. Back to finish this up here tonight, here's Conor Swail from Ireland with Castellano.
Ken Farrington has won 2 Major League show jumping Grand Prix in our history. One in Ottawa with Orofina, and he won Angel Stone last year with Tulane. Bids for his 3rd win tonight to join Lily Keenan with 3 wins. Still, Carl Cook is our outstanding talent over the 4 years with 4 wins for the man from California. But here we go. Let's not get ahead of time, because Conor Swail, the world number 13, enters battle. And incredibly, this man looks for his first Major League Grand Prix win tonight. Saturday night under the lights at Tryon, and that is a blazing start. Conor Swail presses Castellano down to 6A and B. into the combination. And now swiftly, now this where Conor Swail's masterful, these handbrake turns. Spins round there beautifully. Conor Swail runs down now to the Kask 41.89 of Ken Farrington. He's got 15 seconds now. And Darragh Kenny was a little bit down on this time, so I think Conor Swail is in touch here now. Castellano down to the last fence for Conor Swail to seize his maiden Major League win, and there, surely it is, yes! 0.35 a second is the advantage, and finally Conor Swail, he's had more top tens than anybody, and finally he lifts the Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix. The Kask prize goes to Conor Swail, and it is his 30th international win, individual win this season. Well done to Conor Swail. Castellano's looked superb all week, and he wins the Kask 5-star Grand Prix. It is $112,000 to go to Conor Swail. He's had some massive wins this year. The Adco Queen II Elizabeth Cup, Queen Elizabeth II Cup, and this Major League win, the two jewels in Conor Swail's crown.